Hello, it's me, Elliot Seabright, and today, Sunday the 23rd of June, is a very special day to me because on this day 10 years ago, I came out for the very first time, and so I wanted to make this video to mark the occasion and to share my experiences with you. So for me, growing up, I was always aware of what being gay was, and it was always something that I knew was deep down in me. But I was always able to put it to the back of my mind because I was never attracted to anybody I actually knew in real life. I was only really attracted to famous people or, people you could see on TV, whatever. I wasn't attracted to anybody I knew in person. Not even in school. Like, you hear those coming out stories about people who experimented in school. I never did that because there was nobody I wanted to experiment with. And that's no shade to the boys in my year at school, but none of them did it for me. So even though I knew in the back of my mind that I was gay, I was able to just sort of ignore it because I thought, well, I'm not really gay because I don't really want to be with anybody. I just didn't want to be with anybody, actually, male or female. Plus, in school I was chunky, I had glasses, I had braces, I wasn't particularly excelling in any subjects. I was in my brother's shadow a lot of the time, so I had loads of other things. I was very nerdy, so I had loads of other things to concern myself with other than being gay. Being gay was just whatever, I'll deal with that later in life. Of course, that all changed when I started sixth form. My sixth form was attached to my school, so the majority of people in my year group I already knew because we were in school together, but we had a few people come in from other schools as well. There was one particular person who I really liked, and it didn't process in my mind straight away that I was attracted to them, but I was kind of like, I really like this person. I really like seeing them and spending time with them, and when they're not here, I really miss them. And I'd never had that with anybody before. And I was a bit kind of like, yeah, alright, we'll save that for later, I guess. And, in time, I realised, actually, I really fancy this guy. I really like him. And he was straight as well, so I never acted on those feelings at all. I just sort of kept it quietly to myself. But I was, that hurt because I really wanted to talk to somebody about how I felt, and I just felt like I couldn't. And about a couple of weeks after my 17th birthday, I remember just sort of lying in bed and thinking to myself, who are you trying to kid? Who are you fooling? You're not fooling anybody, least of all yourself. So I acknowledged it in my mind at that point, but I was still a bit like, well, okay, I'm just going to leave it till after sixth form because I don't feel safe. Particularly, I felt like, it isn't the time to tell people. On Tuesday, the 23rd of June, 2009, I woke up, and I just sort of sat. I was getting ready for school, sixth form. I was getting ready for sixth form. And I just thought, I'm going to tell people today. Fuck it, I'm going to tell people today. A reason why I didn't want to come out before was I was worried that I would lose friends for it. I was worried that people wouldn't accept me and they'd think I was weird and it would make the rest of my school/sixth form days, unbearable. But that morning, I woke up and I just had that realisation of, well, if these people don't like me for who I am, they're not really my friends, and they never were in the first place. And that definitely helped. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to tell my friend Amy. Amy is a friend who I made in sixth form, who is still one of my best friends to this day. And I thought, okay, I'll tell her. Because Amy had asked me quite a few times before this, she was like, are you sure you're not gay? Are you sure you're not gay? And I was kind of like, absolutely not gay. I like girls now because they're hot, not because I like the music. And so I was like, okay, she has to be the first person I tell. I was walking to sixth form. From my house to sixth form is at least a half an hour walk. So the entire way there, I was psyching myself up. I was listening to some motivational music. I was thinking, come on, you can do this, you can do this. I remember just wanting to cry the entire walk there because I was so nervous. And I text Amy saying, before registration, can I meet you? outside the front of school, I want to talk to you about something. And she was like, sure, fine, whatever. And I sat her down, and I told her what I told her. And she just gave me a little applause, and was like, finally you fucking said it. And from that point onwards, I gradually told people who I was close to. I didn't make a big announcement, a big to-do about it or anything, because at the end of the day I thought it was no one's business but my own. But I told, that day I told a few other close friends, I told my parents, and by the end of the week I told pretty much everyone who I wanted to know. And then everybody else, I was just like, well, they'll find out eventually, whatever, I don't mind. Later on that evening I told my parents, and I wanted to tell them together, so when I got home, my dad was home, but my mum hadn't got home from work yet. So I remember just sort of like sitting, like, sort of, again, psyching myself up. Because my mum said to me countless times before I came out, she said, if you are gay, it's fine, we're going to love you either way. And I don't doubt I don't doubt that at all. But I was always a bit like, yeah, but what if? What if it's a test? You know what I mean? You hear these horror stories of people who come out and it goes so wrong, and I just didn't want that to happen to me, so I was very scared. Anyway, my mum got home, and I told them, and my dad just laughed. He just laughed because it was basically like, yeah, it's really obvious. It's really obvious. My mum told me, I've known since you were 4, and of course, it is obvious, You'd have to be a fool to not notice. At school, people asked me a lot if I was gay, and I'd always deny it, but nobody really believed me. So when after my initial coming out happened and I was starting to tell more people about it, a lot of people were like, oh, were you not already out? Oh, I thought you were. So, when I first came out, I actually said I was bi, because I hadn't differentiated between appreciating that a woman is attractive and actually being attracted to them. And B, I also thought, well, if people don't like me for being gay, I can say, well, at least I still like girls. But I kind of retroactively apologise for that, because I realise there's this myth with bisexual people that that they're really just gay and they just haven't realised it yet. And I don't want to feed into that narrative, so I apologise for that I was only 17. I'm one of those people who I can say is very fortunate to have had a good coming out experience. Only one member of my family wasn't okay with it, and they're old, so I figured they wouldn't be anyway. But I feel like I shouldn't have to consider myself lucky. I feel like that should be the right for anyone who comes out. Because, of course, I'm very appreciative. I'm absolutely appreciative because, my coming out was really easy. But I know that is not the case for so many other people out there. And I want to live in a world where we can come out, or even better, where we don't even have to come out because it doesn't matter, and we can just love who we love and be attracted to who we're attracted to, and it's not an issue. In regards to my friend Amy, I couldn't have come out to anybody else because she was just so supportive and she made me feel so safe to do so. And I'm very thankful to Amy, and I'm sure she's going to watch this video, so thank you, Amy. Coming out was one of the best decisions I've ever made, if not the best decision. I've flourished so much since then. It was a huge weight lifted off me, and I was able to be myself, be unapologetic, and just live my truth. And I've done so many great things which I wouldn't have done if I hadn't come out first. My advice to anyone who is struggling to come to terms with their sexuality, or is in the closet and is too afraid to tell people, I would say, come out when you are ready. Don't let anybody pressure you into doing it. Come out on your own terms. But, and also, you don't owe anybody an explanation, but I would say, come out to yourself, if nobody else. Come out to yourself because you owe yourself that much. Thank you for watching. I hope this video can help some people maybe. I don't really know. But I just wanted to share my story and thank you, and hopefully you'll see some new videos from me soon.